A person with back pain while standing up. Someone who has been it while washing his face or brushing his teeth. You have to listen carefully. There are features of the spine of these people. I once said that the body shape is the spine. The shape of the spine is the body shape. Yes, these people have a sweep back posture. First of all, you need to understand the shape of our spine. When looking at the shape of the spine from the side, the back curves back. The waist should have a slight curve in the front. That's the shape of the normal spine. The angle of the curve is gradual. The characteristics of those who have gone through the sway back body type are the angle of the spine on the back of the thoracic spine is larger. It has a larger angle. If you look at the characteristics of people with sway back, the angle of the thoracic spine is greater than the angle and longer down to the lumbar. What happens when this happens? The thoracic spine becomes very stiff. The upper spine becomes very stiff. I'll ask you a question here. Should our spine be soft or should it be hard? Should the spine movement be stiff? It should be moderately soft. But the problem is, for those who have a straight back, the thoracic spine is too stiff. Biomechanically, the motion in our thoracic spine is 40 degrees, and the movement in the lumbar spine is only about 5 degrees. The thoracic spine movement is much larger, 40 degrees. The 5-degree difference is very big, but the movement of thoracic itself hardly occurs. It's getting stiff like an oak tree. What will happen then? The thoracic spine has to move. If the thoracic spine does not move, it is compensated. Part of the lumbar spine has no choice but to move, physically by the gravity of the earth. There is no choice but to receive the weight of the upper body at the bottom of the spine, especially when you are sitting. I piled up many books. The most gravitational influence in the book, which part is the most weighty? Of course, it will be at the bottom. When we were in school, we played flat hamburgers. Children piled up their body. Only the child at the bottom is difficult. He just screamed for help. The same goes for the spine. My head and upper body, the part that carries all the weight, is the lumbar part at the bottom. So in order to bear this weight among the vertebra, the lumbar is the thickest. This is why our human body looks like that. The bones are thick to bear the weight. As the spine goes up, the thickness gradually decreases. It gets thicker and thicker as it goes down from the top. The disc of spine is crushed by gravity like this. What if you move more? The spine has supportive ligaments that block it back and forth. They are holding the upper body weight by pressing the entire lumbar side. The ligaments are supporting it back and forth. The ligaments are hard. It is firmly fixed, but if the lumbar joints can move more, you will inevitably suffer damage to your back because the thoracic spine is too stiff. When I sit down and suddenly get up, there is no choice but to cause a little spinal movement. Even in the actions that I take, there is a phenomenon in which the lumbars are just pushed away, so it hurts as if it's sprained. Why is my back stiff while brushing my teeth? You don't think it's ridiculous. It makes sense. Even when brushing your teeth, there are subtle movements even when standing. But if the thoracic spine is too stiff, your lumbar joints can move at the moment. So you may have a sprain on your back. I said movement should happen. As Yuna Kim, who was Olympic figure skating star, is performing, she did a motion called spiral. Kim Yuna holding her ankle behind her while spiraling. Bend her hand forward and extend her back. Ice rink is in beautiful motion like a beautiful crane. But when the spine is bent like that, when I lean my upper body back, it's not that the lumbar joints are bent a lot. A lot of thoracic vertebra bending, so the athletes have a normal spine shape. They have no choice but to have. But his player who doesn't have a normal spine shape, if you do, the spine can be seriously damaged. They can't exercise. It hasn't to be bent. In other words, the thoracic vertebrae are soft. Whether you are swayed back or not, it's very important to distinguish. I said it was important to differentiate my vertebral body shape. If the thoracic spine is stiff, there is a very high possibility of stenosis in the lower back. This is what I'm talking about in terms of biomechanics. The structural shape of the spine weakens the function of the spine. So I made it too stiff to induce movement in the lower back, because the waist movement is excessive. Injury or pain in the back or something like this is happening. So those who have such a spine, you shouldn't bend backwards. You should never do the motion of lifting your waist back. You're doing a movement that breaks all of your waist. How to solve the body of these people, how to release and how to exercise, I'll tell you next time.